Well, the following video is going to entail some subject matter that may be offensive to some. Fuck it. The title of this video, you've probably seen upon first glance, is Vaginal Malpractice. Vaginal malpractice seems to be a trade of choice. And it's real, excuse the expression, a deep subject in some cases. An example of vaginal malpractice is encouraging females to be very indiscriminate with their choices as far as who they allow access to. Now, granted, it is your body and your choice, but you forgot to add your consequences and your problems. I've always put forth the question to guys, well, actually to women, and guys to ask the women of the choices, what do you bring to the table besides your pussy and your problems? Well, nowadays, when it comes to any conversation that requires a woman to look into herself, to be accountable for herself, to make better choices for the betterment of herself, you'll get this weak version of verbal jujitsu, like, what about the men? White women do it too. Or any ad hominem or shaming tactic that comes with the defense of stupidity. And I will say this. Vaginal malpractice is a cancer in every community, period. A nation can go no further than the advancement of its women. And we're not talking about financial. We're not talking about all educational. We're talking about the mindset. I'm going to let that marinate for a minute, because there's some women out here who think, well, here's somebody bashing us. Bashing is a lot deeper than constructive criticism. Now, the delivery sometimes is harsh because we tried the nice guy thing. We tried even sending flowers, and unlike the manginas who tell you, you fart rainbows and your pussy like burps out Skittles. That shit doesn't work. Let's just be honest. Anybody tells you to make a choice, because again, when you give birth, or you think you're slick and get an abortion, or you just don't happen to be pregnant, but you either had a guy run a train on you, or you had a transfer, jump from one guy, go across town and get the other guy. Vaginal malpractice is not only offensive, but outright dangerous. Not just to yourself and others, but to whatever you hope to build, especially your reputation. Now, granted, there are laws in place that tell a guy, if he takes sex from you, he is hereby a rapist. So that's why I always ask the question, were you raped? And 9 times out of 10 is always dead silence. Vaginal practice is another tool that our government and other entities have been using to rid us of the greatness of ourselves and our people, mainly. I'm not going to focus on women of other colors right now. I'm going to talk to black women right now, because these are the figureheads of running away from your responsibility. You've been taught, you've been raised a lot of times to basically become prostitutes in many cases. I'm not going to waste my time and say not all, because if you can't comprehend that, if it doesn't apply to you, you're a special kind of stupid. You need to look at a lot of women who have multiple children with multiple fathers. Now, granted, there has some who have been married and just so happens things didn't work out. That's a whole nother conversation. I'm referring to the individuals who are not married, the ones who are producing bastards, the ones who have multiple kids, multiple fathers, dealing with multiple lives and legacies. You're supposed to be a cornerstone of a family, not an intersection. And I know quite a few women are going to get pissed off because, hey, he's bashing women again. No, bashing is a lot more physical. See, that's a whole nother video I'm going to get onto, but we're talking about vaginal malpractice. Hustling your vagina out for the lowest bidder or the lowest standard because you had to get a nut based on your wine cooler intuition. It's a sad state of affairs when you have men who give a shit. I've seen Super Harvey Boy. I've seen a legion of other individuals on YouTube and abroad have the testicular fortitude to tell women to change shit up because what you do affects us as a people. But again, you have these individuals who some might be physically attractive but mentally disgusting, intellectually unappealing as to how they lash out and figure, well, you must have been hurt, bitter. They'll accuse you of being gay, which is funny because they take a lot of their advice from the same individuals that they supposedly can't stand or fear. You chicks need to wake up because it's getting to the point where the very thing that Comic Genius, Soul and Black, legion of other guys have warned about, that wall of silence is real. Think of it as a glass prison. Aren't you getting tired or starting to notice that there are guys who see you but don't either want to fuck with you or acknowledge you? And a lot of times, it's a reflection of your mindset and your attitude. When you honestly commit intentional fuck-ups and want someone to pat you on the back and, girl, it's okay, it's cool to have a baby shower at 14, 16, or it's great to be a grandmother at under 40, a great grandmother at 50. And you can't afford to take care of the children. Or you're saying these guys ain't about shit, but then these guys actually have a part of you and themselves within you. What does it say when a woman has a reputation of having skeetomania between her legs or being renowned as a community cum dumpster? All the education in the world and all the money in the world will not keep you from being a slut. All this stuff is on other videos but they all tie in to what we discuss on a regular basis. No man will ever take you seriously as a woman if you give your demons the exercise versus exercising them from your life. So all you so-called intellectual divas with the degrees that are supposed to overcompensate your lack of common sense, I want you to ponder that. If you have a response, say it. I'm going to get on the Ninja Trolls shortly. But let's hear what you have to say. Why is it that it is cool for y'all to run for yourselves? Anytime a man thinks about a woman and says, look, You're going in the wrong path. There's a cliff ahead. And there you go with your arrogant self, willing to do a wind sprint forward. And then you wonder why a man looks at you sideways and you're like, come save me. When you intentionally want to go fuck up. This is why nobody takes woman's intuition seriously. Because intuition is supposed to be proactive, not retroactive. I'm going to do part 2 on this video because vaginal malpractice, or what I tend to call it, pussy mismanagement. This is one of many problems that need to be absolved before we as individuals and people can make a better society. Stay tuned, and if you're mad, good. Say what you want to say. Make it public. Stand by it. If not, you want to get all personal or anything, you can check out my website at fuckyourfeelings.com.